What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, as I told you guys the other day, in translation, that 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be the face of the sport of boxing, is the undisputed super middleweight world champion, that being Saul Canelo Álvarez. 58 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. That Canelo Álvarez, I told you this a few days ago. You can look back in my video, and I told you this a few days ago. Canelo Álvarez kindly dismissed undefeated 3-division world champion, who simultaneously held the WBA super title at super featherweight, the WBA regular title at lightweight and junior welterweight, and also the IBF super featherweight world title, that being superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is now 29 wins, no losses, no draws, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He is 28 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. He's coming off the biggest victory of his career, and the most lucrative victory of his career, when he beat lightweight, junior welterweight Mexican superstar title contender King Ryan Garcia, who is now 23 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 19 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. And it did a reported 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, right? And it did a massive gate, the top 5 gate in boxing in Las Vegas, over $22 million. It surpassed Canelo Álvarez gate with Floyd Mayweather, and people started to praise Gervonta Tank Davis as the face of the sport of boxing. And I told you guys the other day, through translation, an interview Canelo Álvarez did, and Canelo Álvarez said that Gervonta Tank Davis, he likes Gervonta Tank Davis, but he's not the face of the sport of boxing, because Canelo Álvarez said, I'm still here, I'm still the king. I told you that a couple of days ago. Well, now Canelo Álvarez, he has doubled down on that and said that Gervonta Tank Davis has not done enough, right? He stated that he hasn't consistently done it. I told you that in the video I did, that consistency is key. Canelo Álvarez holds 4 of the top 5 pay-per-views right now in gates, right? Canelo Álvarez has done 1 million pay-per-views 4 separate times. And then he did a massive gate with Caleb Plant in the undisputed match. And Caleb Plant is not the biggest name outside the sport of boxing. So with that said, right, Canelo Álvarez doubles down and says, beating Ryan Garcia don't garner you to be the face of the sport of boxing, and you only did 1 million pay-per-views 1 time, right? And he stated that Ryan Garcia has not done anything, and he likes Ryan Garcia. But beating Ryan Garcia doesn't garner you to be the face of the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia was a popularity contest. Ryan Garcia arguably has a bigger fan base outside the sport of boxing than Gervonta Tank Davis. He has 9 million plus Instagram followers. That don't include his Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. So he has a huge following outside. Then he's endorsed and backed by Gatorade and the NBA doing commercials. He did commercials in the Super Bowl with the NFL. Ryan Garcia, his brand has been massive outside the sport of boxing. So you incorporate the fact that Tank Davis lived up to the billing. Tank Davis has a massive following because of his accomplishments and what he's done in the sport of boxing. And then he grabs the attention of casual boxing fans as well. And he's been placed on the second biggest boxing event in the history of boxing, when Floyd Mayweather fought Conor McGregor and did 4.3 million pay-per-views. And he was the co-main event to that card. So Tank Davis has lived up to the billing. So you put those together and it gives for a massive fight. But again, as I stated, right, it was a popularity contest. Canelo Álvarez secured himself within the sport of boxing before he fought Floyd Mayweather. Now, was he well deserving, and did they prop him up? Yes, for sure, 1,000%. But Canelo Álvarez, by the time he fought Floyd Mayweather, he was already a world champion. He successfully defended his title 5 times, and he had a unification bout, what was to be considered the second best fighter in his division, or the first best fighter if you exclude himself. So if you don't include him, Austin Trout and Erislandy Lara were considered the other 2 best 154 pounders, and the Charlo brothers was making their way up. So he fought Austin Trout in a unification bout, and Austin Trout was coming off of beating Miguel Cotto and was the champion. And he unified against Austin Trout and had 40 fights by the time he fought Floyd Mayweather. Ryan Garcia has not accomplished anything in the sport of boxing. He is very popular because of his brand outside, and because of, you know, the momentum he's gained with doing things like hitting the Cobra bag, hitting the speed bag, his fast hands, his looks. That's why Ryan Garcia has captured the fans' attention. And because he has an amateur background. He's not a Instagram model. He's a boxer that you know, built up his brand huge. Okay? So with that said, right, Ryan Garcia has not won a world title. He's never even fought for a world title. So the lack of accomplishment. So then when you factor in, Tank Davis did one pay-per-view that did over 1 million pay-per-views. Prior to that, his biggest pay-per-view was 275,000. So one pay-per-view don't catapult you above Canelo Álvarez, who's still fighting right now. Okay, and Canelo Álvarez did 1 million pay-per-views with Gennady Golovkin twice, with Floyd Mayweather. Okay, so he's done 1 million pay-per-views multiple times in his career. And then he fought Caleb Plant, who's not a household name, who's not a big name outside the sport of boxing. And Caleb Plant and Canelo Álvarez did a reported 750 to 850,000 pay-per-view buys. Right? So imagine if that was David Benavidez. That's another pay-per-view that's going to do over 1 million pay-per-views. Now he's getting ready to fight John Ryder. It's not going to do big numbers. But guess what? Canelo Álvarez comes back and he beats John Ryder. Let's say he fights David Benavidez in September. Well, that's another 1 million pay-per-view buy that he's going to do. David Benavidez versus Canelo Álvarez in September, Mexican Independence Day weekend, is going to do 1 million pay-per-views. It's going to do it, right? It's a huge fight. It's a huge attraction, right? So consistency is what Gervonta Tank Davis lacks in trying to knock off Canelo Álvarez as the biggest pay-per-view star in boxing, okay, as the face of the sport of boxing. Canelo Álvarez is a 4-division champion. He's undisputed at super middleweight, regardless if you like his road to get there. He fought the best of the best. There's a lot of names that we want to see Canelo Álvarez fight, like the Charlo brothers. We want to see him fight Jamel and Jamal Charlo, if possible, or David Benavidez. But there's always going to be somebody. But you look at Canelo Álvarez past, whether you thought he won or lost. He fought the likes of Erislandy Lara. He fought Austin Trout. He fought Floyd Mayweather. Okay, he fought in the super middleweight division, and I thought the man he missed was David Benavidez, but he fought all of the top guys in the super middleweight division, not named David Benavidez. Right? Now, I do knock Canelo Álvarez because he said he wanted to be undisputed at middleweight, and he was one fight away from it, which was Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, and he didn't take that fight. But we can't say Canelo Álvarez didn't fight the best of the best. Resume-wise, it doesn't compare. He fought Erislandy Lara, whether you thought he won or lost, when Lara was at his best. He fought Floyd Mayweather. He fought Austin Trout when Austin Trout was undefeated at his best. So he fought these guys. He fought Caleb Plant and beat him when he was undefeated. He fought Caleb Smith and beat him when he was undefeated, right? He beat Billy Joe Saunders, right? So he's beaten quality fighters for world titles. The man he missing at 168 is David Benavidez. He fights and beats David Benavidez. He absolutely cleaned out 168. I thought he was losing to Sergey Kovalev. I don't understand what happened with that, right? Sergey Kovalev just suddenly faded. I don't know what took place with that. But he beat Sergey Kovalev, right? He attempted to fight and beat Dimitri Bivol. He lost, but he fought Dimitri Bivol. So it's hard to say that somebody else could be the face, like Tank Davis could be the face of boxing over Canelo Álvarez because of the resume and accomplishments of Canelo Álvarez is just too big. It's just too big right now. Tank Davis is quickly becoming the face of the sport of boxing. But is he? No, I think Canelo Álvarez is still that according to the numbers, since everybody uses the numbers. But I think that Tank Davis' popularity is soaring towards knocking Canelo Álvarez off once he accomplished fighting the best of the best, period. But I knew Canelo Álvarez was going to say that, and I told you guys what he said in translation from the last interview. And now, look, he doubles down and says, Ryan Garcia hasn't fought and beaten anybody. That don't garner you to be the face of the boxing, and I'm still here. He said, I like Tank Davis, but he got to do a lot more. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.